Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest episode of And One. I have a very special guest with me today. Welcome, Tori. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. If you can, go ahead and introduce yourself, your grade, and your position that you play for the audience.
I'm gonna be a freshman. I'm a freshman this year, and I'm a point guard slash guard.
Kind of point forward, kind of like a Candace Parker-like player.
Yeah.
So, talking about basketball and stuff. Let's go back to where it all started. When did you first start playing basketball?
Um, I didn't start playing till like I was probably like 6 or something, 5 or 6 probably.
Did you take to it right away, or was it something you kind of had to grow into the love of it for? Right away, was it just kind of it was it?
Well, I used to go. My brother and my dad used to play a lot, so like I kind of like went and watched, and like I picked it up, and ever since then I kind of like fell in love with it.
Good to hear. Did you play any other sports growing up, or was basketball pretty much it?
Yeah, I've played volleyball, softball, tennis, and soccer.
What made basketball stand out the most of all those sports? What kind of made that like the one?
Um, I just liked the way it just helped everybody, and I liked learning, and I like learned a whole bunch of other like stuff outside of basketball that can help me in life from it, and I met a lot of new people.
I like it. So, you've been on varsity since seventh grade for Crosby Ironton. You play two grades up for Minnesota Suns. Is there ever a moment that you get nervous at all, or that you kind of taking it in stride?
Yeah, there is some games I definitely get nervous. The big crowd sometimes shock me, but now I'm starting to get used to it. In seventh grade, it did. Probably the section games probably got me, or like the rival games, but now I'm more used to it.
Who are some of the rivals for Crosby Ironton? Who are some of those big time games?
Pequot Lakes and Aiken.
And so, looking back on last year's high school season, was there a moment that stands out, a game that stands out, kind of a highlight of the season?
Probably our home game win against Moose Lake. That was like a back and forth game. It was a really tough win, but we pulled through.
I like it. And then moving on to AAU, you play up with the 2024 class. What's it like playing with, players a little bit older and kind of playing up in the, top brackets every summer? How does that, you think, help kind of improve you as a player?
I think it proves my strength and like how I look at the game because if I played my grade, I obviously would get more shots and more opportunities. But like building up, it kind of like brings me more to like getting closer to college basketball because the girls are stronger and they're faster and quicker and they're smarter. So like I gotta like learn what they're doing so I can have that and add it to my game.
Kind of same question. Any game or moment or kind of play that stands out from this summer that kind of was a highlight for the summer?
Um, I don't know. Probably the game, our all out attack game. That was probably a highlight game.
I was at that game. That was a fun one to watch. And for people that maybe haven't had a chance to see you, I don't know where they've been hiding or what they've been doing with their life, but how would you describe, kind of your overall offensive, defensive game? Like, how would you describe Tori to someone who hasn't seen you play yet?
Um, I'd probably say aggressive, definitely, and just like I kind of want it. Like I kind of just like to go get like I'm not like person who wants to score as much. I like to see my teammates score, so I'd probably say like aggressive, but like I'd rather have my teammates score. Like give them an assist off a pass and see them score.
Teammates love to hear that. Who are some of, in your whole career, high school or AAU or anything, who are some of the top players you've had the opportunity to play with that kind of really stand out to you?
Um, I got to play with KK Arnold this summer, which was really cool. Um, probably Aaliyah Crumb. She was really cool to play with, and Jenica from Iowa was pretty cool to play with too.
Three pretty big, pretty big known players. I like that list right there. And then, you're already 1,000 point scorer in high school. You kind of dominate on both sides. Like we said, kind of have that Candace Parker point forward, can pass, can rebound, can do all that. With that kind of comes some attention. How would you say you've improved or handled getting more attention from defenses, having multiple defenders thrown at you? What's kind of your mentality to make sure that you kind of stay in the moment and relax when those things start happening?
Yeah, definitely, like, I used to struggle with that, but now, like, before I used to, like, get down on myself, was like, "Oh, I can't do that," but now, like, before I just would, like, not shoot as much off the dribble, now I have to do, like, I can't just do one dribble, get a shot off. I have to have multiple combo moves to get away from all 3 defenders at all times.
How would you say over the, I guess, from last year's high school season coming into the current one, we're still about a couple months away from games really get going. What would you say you've improved the most on coming from eighth grade year into now freshman year?
Probably getting, like, closer to the paint and mid-range and getting my mid-range game there.
I like it. And so I think you're a fan of the WNBA, college, and NBA. Who are some of the players you enjoy watching the most and kind of have built your game kind of compared to?
Candace Parker, like you said, Paige, and Haley Jones.
Haley Jones, I like it. Stanford. What's one part of Haley Jones' game that you hope to add to your game before you head off to college?
I really like her like spin fadeaway thing like Kobe used to do all the time. I really like that. Like it's like unstoppable. So I kind of want to learn how to do that.
I like it. And then, with being one of the probably, I would say, top up and coming players in you're a ninth grader, but you're already, I would say, a known name in the state of Minnesota. That comes with some recruiting. How
Yeah.
would you say, how would you describe your recruiting? Is it, nerve-wracking? Is it a little bit, is it exciting? Is it kind of, where does it land on kind of the emotions?
I think it's really exciting. It's really cool to learn about different colleges and it's I honestly look forward to it. Like every conversation's always so different and fun. I just love it.
When you're looking at a college, it might be a little bit early, but already what are maybe some of your, I would say, non-negotiables? What are things that you're like, when I'm looking at the school, it has to check these boxes for me to even consider that school?
Um, Probably I hate when teams like slow down the game. So like if they like to walk the ball up or set up plays and all this every time, that's probably like a big thing for me. I don't like that. And probably just like what the culture is there and like their community there.
I like it. And then do you have any pregame superstitions, any kind of in-game superstitions, anything that we have to do like this in order that or any of that kind of stuff?
Um, I have I have to shoot for exactly 35 minutes before every game. I set a timer. It's been a thing I've done for like 5 years now, and I try shooting. There's only 3 gyms I usually go to before, so
Hey, if it's clearly working, so I say keep doing it. What's on the pregame hype playlist? Like what's some of the go-to songs for the pregame hypeness?
um, kind of anything really. I just put on what my teammates have on already. So
Just kind of you don't need someone to get you hyped. You're like, I'm ready to go at all times, huh?
yeah.
And then and then you'll kind of go a little bit more off the court. I know you're kind of a heart you play that. I know you're playing basketball, you're training, you're playing AAU high school. When you're not on the court, where can people find you?
Um, Probably just outside on the lake or just hang around my house most of the time.
And then what so like, we can kind of go a little bit more out, like to know you more. What's the favorite food you have that's like a go-to?
Tacos.
A dream place to visit that you haven't had the chance to visit yet?
Italy.
Oh, that's a good one. I agree with that one. What's one of your favorite places that AAU or basketball has taken you for a visit?
Um, Probably Tennessee.
Tennessee. I'm telling you, that Tennessee, that program, that university, it's like an institution. It is amazing when you get there. So I'm excited to hear when you finally get a chance to visit there. And then you said you like Candace Parker. Kind of the same question about Haley Jones. What is an aspect of Candace Parker's game that you would love to add to yours?
Um, Probably that she can like no matter if the girls are bigger, stronger, or slower, or even shorter than her, she's she like can do every move against everybody.
I agree. She has moves and counter moves and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so when someone watches you play basketball, what are some words that you think, or you, at least you hope, come to mind when they're, when they describe you as the player, kind of all that, when they watch you play?
I hope they describe me as like kind of like I wouldn't say like a ball hog. I kind of say like she likes to share the ball and is aggressive and like is just wants to get the ball and everything.
I like it. And so, when you discuss your career and stuff, college is obviously a goal. Is it kind of, just looking at, do you have individual goals, kind of like I want to play college basketball, or is it kind of I just take day by day, get better at each day, each season I take what's in front of me, or do we kind of, or we look at what the goals are, big picture, and this is what it takes to get there?
Yeah, I do have a lot. I do obviously want to go play D1 basketball, and I want to go play overseas.
Want to play overseas? Any goal to play in the WNBA? I mean, by the time you get there, we might have 10, 20 more new teams.
Yeah, I do want to play there too, but overseas, I really want to go like travel the world and see new things.
I love it. Basketball can take you all over the place. I'm telling you. And so we'll end. I'll give you some of your Wednesday night back. We'll end with this. Who is a dream teammate of yours currently playing in the state of Minnesota that you haven't had a chance to play with yet? Can be any grade, but a dream teammate that you haven't had a chance to play with yet.
Um, Probably Nunu.
New. Yep. Stanford gold medalist. I like that. So I said, well, Tori, I'm excited to get up to Crosby Ironton to see you this summer. I wish it was still summer. This fall, this winter. I'm very excited. I think you're gonna have a very good season. Crosby Ironton, I'm telling you, we're gonna find you. We're gonna see you at state at Williams Arena pretty soon, one of these times. So thank you so much for taking the time. Once again, looking forward to seeing you. Can't wait to see where your career is going. You're one of the brightest stars in the state of Minnesota that we have coming up.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.